Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Beta Ray Bill Issue 5. And this was an epic conclusion to Beta Ray's quest to kind of like make himself whole again. And how do we end that quest? Him having a fight with Surtur. And it works out very well. It's very epic and it gets really well drawn and everything. Whereas, not that it's bad in the beginning, but it had kind of an unfinished kind of quality to it in certain respects in the action scenes. And this one, it's really brutal, but still just as like meticulously drawn as other scenes. It just works very well. So we pretty much start this issue and we see that Surtur has been waiting for a chance to prove himself to the Blade Twilight and decides doing that by beating the shit out of Bill. Bill, of course, starts to go after him, but he's like 8 feet tall versus Surtur's 100, and he kind of like brings that up to him. He's like, "Yeah, let's do this like mortals." He's like, "Fine then," and then they pretty much just get down to like a dirty ass brawl, and it's just fucking well done. You really follow the flow, and it's just a kinetic. You feel it because they're sending like shock waves throughout the thing. Because Scuttlebutt's like, "Scourge, I need your help," and he's like, "Well, Bill's down there fighting in that city. He needs my." I'm like, "I need your skills, man." So Pip kind of runs off to kind of like help him out, and Bill gets kind of into a compromised position, and then the thing is that Pip tries to fire on him, and the thing is, their shockwaves are also powering up Scuttlebutt because they were able to kind of like make some things to like absorb that energy. Pip then gets like rammed through the chest pretty much by Surtur being like, "Yeah, you're all dead here," and it's like, "Yeah, the thing is, you're gonna die alone. We won't." And he's able to use a teleporter to teleport off, and he had like an explosive vest on, and it kind of blows and messes up with Surtur as Bill then pretty much pulls off a wrestling move to like put him on like a steeples kind of thing, kind of spike thing, and it's like, "Oh shit." Surtur's like, "Fuck this shit," but as he's about to kind of like try and wreck Bill's day, we see that Scuttlebutt changed herself pretty much into a gun and asked for Scourge to shoot the fire demon. He's like, "Thank you," and he's like, "Yeah," and he uses a giant ship gun, shoots Surtur, and it blasts another kind of hole in him. He's like, "I'm fucking fucked up," and then Bill's able to go off to Twilight, takes it off of its pedestal, says, "This one's for my home," and chops off Surtur. Chops off Surtur's head. He's like, "That one was for my home. This one's for me." As he then turns back into his kind of regular humanoid form. It's like, wow, okay, let's see how this kind of works. So Surtur's dead. Got his head chopped off and got really fucked up. So we'll have to see when he kind of comes back. Always cycles within Norse mythology. And we then see towards the end that Scuttlebutt's using most of her power to make sure that Pip's alive. She's crafting him a new carbon lung, but that he should be okay. And Scourge says he wasn't worried, but his face says otherwise. And they're like, "Well, I don't know how we're going to get out of here." But of course, Scourge is called back to Valhalla by the Valkyrie, and they're able to kind of pull the ship out and everything. He's like, "Well, see you later, Bill." And they have a nice hugging bro moment, and he kind of goes off. And we see that Hook is playing in the background. That's the movie that's been playing, as we see Bill looking at Twilight hanging on a wall, and Scuttlebutt just like staying next to him. And then he's there when Pip wakes up. Like, "Hey, you're able to be whole again." And everything. "Yeah, I have been." As he then looks into a mirror and still just sees uh, his usual kind of war form. So that means that he still is not reconciled with himself. He's still not happy because of that. He doesn't accept that part of himself. And it's a kind of messed up kind of thing where you have this negative connotation of yourself, and you can't, even if you changed your form, all you just see is that negative image of yourself, and it fucking sucks. But that makes sense because Bull, throughout the comic, throughout this miniseries, hasn't come to terms with that yet. And yeah, it could have been made towards the end of him like accepting himself, but still wanting to be able to be one form or the other, but he still has to reconcile accepting that fact. And it's a kind of bittersweet kind of ending. He got what he wanted, but he still has work to do. And I'm like, okay, I can accept that. We got some epic brawling going on. We got an epic conclusion and fight to this. And I'm like, yeah, this was a pretty good. At first, it was really kind of weird. I was like, okay, Bill's pretty much doing this because he wants. Because he wants to have sex. I'm like, okay, isn't there more? I'm like, okay, I kind of get that, but it was more than that, and I'm glad that it was drawn up to more than that and explored deeper of like his insecurities with who he is and how he views himself. And hopefully we can get some other stories later on where he can get to that point where he accepts himself. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.